So picture this. You're watching the US Open, the cameras are flashing, the biggest tennis stars in the world are on center stage, and right in the middle of all that action, a new storyline begins to ripple across social media. It's not about match points, it's not about trophies, and it's definitely not about forehands or backhands. No, the chatter is about something juicier, something that always manages to grab everyone's attention faster than a championship tiebreaker, a romance rumor. And this time, at the center of it all, we've got Sports Illustrated swimsuit model Brooks Nader, and not one, but two of the brightest stars in tennis right now, Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik. The story's been bubbling for weeks. The internet has been running wild with speculation, and finally, Brooks herself has addressed it in her own cryptic, playful, and headline-grabbing way. But the real question is, did she clear things up or just stir the pot even more? Well, let's dive deep into this entire saga, from the origins of the rumors to the shocking comments she made and the bigger conversation it has sparked about dating, double standards, and public perception. Now, if you're not familiar with Brooks Nader, let's set the stage. She's a Louisiana-born model who shot to fame as part of the Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Issue, quickly making her name as one of the most talked about new faces in the modeling world. She's not just another name in fashion. She's got that unique combination of classic beauty and modern edge that makes her an instant headline magnet. On top of that, she's been building her own brand, venturing into lifestyle projects, red carpet appearances, and of course, getting linked with some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment. But what really turned the gossip wheel into overdrive was when she started popping up in the orbit of tennis stars Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik. Both men are young, incredibly successful, and considered the future of tennis, not to mention adored by fans around the world. The mere possibility that Brooks could have been romantically linked with either one of them, let alone both, was enough to send the gossip mill into full-blown meltdown. The whispers began earlier this summer when Brooks was spotted in New York during tennis season. She attended events, mingled at after-parties, and somehow the dots began connecting. Then her own sister, Grace Ann, added fuel to the fire by confirming, or at least heavily hinting, that the rumors about Brooks seeing Alcaraz weren't entirely baseless. And you know how it goes. Once there's even a sliver of insider confirmation, the internet treats it as gospel. Within hours, TikTok edits were circulating, Twitter threads were dissecting every photo, and Reddit sleuths were zooming in on Instagram likes and subtle story posts. It was becoming one of those classic gossip storms where fact and speculation blur so seamlessly that no one can tell what's real and what's just fan fiction. But things took an even spicier turn when the narrative expanded to include Jannik. Suddenly, this wasn't just a one-on-one romance rumor. It was painted as a possible love triangle. Headlines started asking, was Brooks dating both men? Was there overlap? Did the two players know about each other? The juiciest part of gossip isn't always what's confirmed. It's what's left unanswered. And in this case, there were more questions than answers. People were intrigued, amused, and in some cases even outraged. It became a mix of tennis fandoms, celebrity gossip, and cultural debate all rolled into one. And that brings us to Brooks's big moment. On September 17th, she appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, a show that has a reputation for drawing out unfiltered responses from celebrities who usually prefer to stay tight-lipped. Andy, being the master of throwing curveballs, didn't waste any time. He asked Brooks straight up about the rumors, specifically whether she had been dating Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik at the same time. Now, most celebrities in this position would either shut the question down with a firm denial or brush it off as a silly internet fantasy. But Brooks, she leaned into it with a sly smile and a line that has since been replayed over and over again across social media. She said, "A lady never kisses and tells, especially twice." That one line did more to fuel speculation than to quiet it, because instead of giving a straightforward answer, she doubled down on the mystery, leaving fans to interpret it however they wanted. And she didn't stop there. She added another intriguing thought. Dating is such a loose term these days. Think about that for a second. In a world where dating can mean anything from casual texting to full-blown relationships, Brooks was basically saying that the label itself is too vague to box her into. It was a carefully playful way of neither confirming nor denying anything. And just when you thought that might be the end of it, she flipped the narrative completely by pointing out the double standards. "Guys do it all the time, so why can't I?" she asked. And with that, Brooks managed to turn what could have been a scandalous accusation into a broader conversation about gender dynamics and dating. Whether you agree with her or not, it was a clever way to reframe the discussion. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. By dodging direct confirmation, Brooks effectively gave everyone permission to keep speculating. Fans who wanted to believe she was seeing Alcaraz, they had enough crumbs to cling to. Those who thought the Sinner rumors were juicier, there was no denial there either. And those who wanted to call out the gossip altogether, they could latch onto her dating as a loose term line as evidence that people were making too much of casual connections. In one interview, Brooks managed to keep every possible version of the story alive. And let's be real, in the world of celebrity branding, that's kind of genius, because the more people talk, the more relevant you stay. Of course, not everyone was impressed. Some fans accused her of being disrespectful to the players, who are young athletes focused on their careers and are not typically known for courting Hollywood-style drama. Others thought Brooks was playing into the attention too much, using the rumors to raise her own profile. But plenty of people also defended her, pointing out the hypocrisy in how female celebrities are treated compared to their male counterparts. When male athletes are linked with multiple women, it's often celebrated as part of their charm or masculinity. When a woman is linked to multiple men, suddenly it's painted as scandalous. Brooks tapped right into that cultural double standard, and whether intentional or not, she's now part of a much bigger conversation about how we view dating in the spotlight. Now, what about Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner themselves? Both have remained tight-lipped. Neither has made any public comments directly addressing Brooks or the rumors, which in some ways only adds to the intrigue. Fans of both players are left to wonder if they're quietly aware of what's being said online, or if they're simply brushing it off as just another piece of tabloid noise. In the absence of any denial or confirmation from their side, the spotlight stays firmly on Brooks and her cryptic words. The timeline of events is also worth noting. Early summer saw the first wave in speculation, then came Brooks Nader's comments, which made it seem like there was more to the story. The US Open season brought heightened visibility, and now Brooks' own interview has reignited the entire conversation. It's a pattern we see often in celebrity gossip. A rumor surfaces, it gets quiet for a while, and then a single statement or appearance brings it roaring back to life. And the timing couldn't be more perfect, because with both Alcaraz and Sinner making headlines in the sports world, their personal lives are automatically more captivating. So what does this all mean for Brooks Nader's image? In some ways, she's emerged from this gossip whirlwind with more attention than ever. Instead of denying everything and closing the door on the story, she chose to keep the mystery alive, which makes her the main character in a narrative that people can't stop talking about. And in the world of social media, attention is currency. Whether people love her for her boldness or criticize her for playing coy, they're still talking about her. She's managed to take control of the narrative, turning herself from a passive subject of rumors into an active participant in shaping how the story is told. And that's the real takeaway here. Gossip in the modern age isn't just about who's dating who. It's about how the people involved choose to respond, how the media amplifies it, and how fans interpret it. Brooks Nader didn't confirm or deny. She teased, she joked, and she flipped the narrative back on the audience. In doing so, she kept the story alive while also raising questions about gender, dating, and celebrity culture. Love triangle or not, she's now cemented herself as a figure that people are eager to watch both on and off the runway. So where does this go next? Will Alcaraz or Jannik Sinner eventually break their silence? Will Brooks continue to drop playful hints without ever revealing the full truth? Or will the next big rumor come along and sweep this one aside? That's the beauty of celebrity gossip. It's always evolving, always shifting, and always keeping us guessing. For now, what we know is this. Brooks Nader addressed the rumors in her own way, left us with more questions than answers, and guaranteed that her name will stay in the headlines for weeks to come. And in the world of gossip, that's the ultimate win. And with that, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Brooks Nader, Carlos Alcaraz, and Jannik Sinner saga, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and of course subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next big story. Because trust me, in the world of celebrity gossip, there's always another headline right around the corner.